Hello, Lords of Grantham fans, and happy Bridgerton premiere week. We are going to begin our coverage of Season 4 later in the week, but wanted to get something out earlier to keep the hype train rolling. So, back in 2024, as people were getting fired up and excited for Colin and Penelope's season of Bridgerton, we realized we didn't have enough time to cover The Crown's final season, which we were doing, and Anthony and Kate's season of Bridgerton, which was Season 2. So, we came up with a solution that got us caught up on Bridgerton in time to watch Colin and Penelope's season and finish that final season of The Crown. So what that was watching Season 2 of Bridgerton in 2-episode chunks on Patreon. And what you're going to be hearing shortly is our breakdown of those first 2 episodes. Now, if you like what you hear and want to support the podcast, the rest of the season's breakdown is on our upstairs tier feed, which is $5 a month. And for that $5, members gain access to the entire backlog of bonus episodes, which covers everything from Pride and Prejudice to Fast and Furious, as well as Downton, Gilded Age, period drama bonus material. Members also have access to our exclusive Facebook group, the Lords of Grantham Lounge, where friends of the show and fans can chat with Corey and I about anything under the sun. So the members of that group get to dictate what a lot of the bonus content is, so you really have your voice heard as a fan and listener of this podcast. And also, this is a very independent podcast. We don't see a lot of money on ad revenue. We are not doing interviews and getting lots of huge guests. This is totally DIY. We do this all on top of our full-time jobs and family lives. So any support goes a long way. And Bridgerton Season 2 coverage is really good, if I can say so myself. So, we hope you enjoy this little preview of the first 2 episodes of that great season of Bridgerton, underrated season of Bridgerton. And we look forward to seeing the first episode of Bridgerton later this week. Let's see what Benedict has in store for us. And hello, ladies and gentlemen of the upstairs tier of our Patreon. We are here to please the fans and to catch ourselves up with Bridgerton.
Yes,
so,
the fans of our podcast who want us to talk about Bridgerton, not just the fans of Bridgerton. It's not clear to me if some people just want us to talk Bridgerton, regardless of whether they like the show or not. They just want to hear us talk about it.
Yeah, I also think there's a sense of coming full circle for our fans. You know, they don't like an unturned stone. And when they see that we just skipped Season 2 to go to Queen Charlotte with Season 3 on the horizon, I can see how certain period drama purists, not that Bridgerton is pleasing to the purists, but I can see that period drama fans that dig Bridgerton might be like, come on, guys. You got to do it even if you don't like it. We suffered through very slow seasons of The Crown. Mm-hmm. Why can't we suffer through some pulpy Bridgerton?
And this explains why we will never do Call the Midwife, because if we start Call the Midwife, we will be doing all of Call the Midwife.
Yeah, we will have soccer moms on our behind until we're in our graves to catch up to Call the Midwife.
And would we ever catch up to it? No. There's
no.
Too many episodes. But Bridgerton's much more manageable. Fewer episodes.
Now, before we start, I was doing my Target run the other day, and they had a whole little Bridgerton kiosk that I sent to the Lords of Grantham Lounge, and a lot of it is women's clothing, which obviously, not for me.
No.
I mean, I guess I could if I wanted to, but no. But they did have a Bridgerton tea set, so I got. I'm going to be drinking Bridgerton ginger peach vanilla tea as we do this. So cheers,
Dave,
and I'll
let us know how it tastes.
That's actually pretty good. I'm not a fan of the peach and the ginger. Worried me, but this is soothing. I can do this. This is better than some of the Downton Abbey tea we had, and just for. Wow. This is made by Republic of Tea, which I think is the same company that made the Downton tea.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. They got a little market going on there with all the TV shows.
Look at the Crown tea next to the Gilded Age tea. Well, the Gilded Age would be coffee because it's America.
Right. But you are correct. Republic of Tea does both Downton Abbey and Bridgerton.
Well, this is a smooth cup. I'm usually a cough drop and water guy to get me through the podcast on a week-to-week basis, but this is a nice beverage. So,
Okay.
let's not beat around the bush. We have 2 episodes to cover. Season 2, Episode 1, and Season 2, Episode 2. And we'll start with capital R Rake, the premiere.
Yeah.
And typically on our main feed episodes, we break down every little piece of the story as thoroughly as we can remember. But since we're doing 2 and we had to watch 2 episodes, it's hard to compartmentalize. So we're going to try our hardest, but we're going to read the storyline synopsis via IMDb. And then we're going to jump in and just talk about it. And then do our power rankings. And then do the same thing for episode 2. So, IMDb. Season 2, episode 1, capital R Rake, storyline. Anthony begins his search for a wife. Eloise braves her society debut. And Lady Danbury helps the queen choose a diamond among the season's debutantes. Period.
Now, Dave, did you watch the recap at the beginning of the first episode of the season?
Yes, I did.
I skipped over it, and then I realized that was a mistake within a couple minutes.
It's been far too long since we watched Bridgerton.
Way too
for me
long.
not to. And I listened to our season 1 breakdown, and that was not enough of information to make my heart feel like fully back in.
Because I was trying to
There's a lot
remind
of
myself,
characters.
like, so Anthony is the focus of the season. I thought, was he the gay one of the Bridgerton families?
No,
because I know
no.
the
He
actor
was
in
the
real
one
life
who was...
is queer, but no, that's Benedict Bridgerton is the one who's queer on the show.
Yeah. Anthony is the one who's shacking up with the dressmaker, I believe, right?
Yeah, the one who's beneath him. He's the guy who's we see as a wild boy because he's like banging a tree in the first episode, right? Or
Sure.
there's a person between him and the tree.
Yeah.
It's coming
He's a
back
dirty
to me.
dog.
Because the tree is big, and it looks like it's just him and a tree, but there is a woman between them. So, yeah. But that's Anthony. You know, he wilds
That's
out
Tony.
like that. Yeah,
And
that
Tony
is
was a character we both, I think, liked leaving
good guy.
season 1. He was a bit of a dog, but I think given the fact that he's in there with Simon Bassett, Regé-Jean Page, who's the dog of dogs, it's his yard.
Yeah.
Tony was a good second fiddle.
Yeah. Jonathan Bailey, good actor. Has a real charm. Because that's the thing is, so the show is transitioning away from Daphne and Simon Bassett, as you said. And so it's falling to him to kind of carry the weight of the season. And I think they're in good hands for him to carry weight.
Yeah. His IMDb pictures is him sitting over a chair with his arms over it, and his biceps are popping out of
He is
his
flexing
out of that.
so hard in that image.
Yeah, that's not a easy pose to make your biceps pop out like that.
Yeah, man. I
Good on
assume
him.
there's some magic going on there. But, you know, before we even dig deeper, one of the big controversies of the season, though, was that, as you alluded to, Regé-Jean Page is not back. Simon Bassett's gone. And he's all over the recap of the previous season. And so they don't even really acknowledge it other than Daphne's just living her married. I mean, we see her at the beginning helping to present her sister, but she's gone. She's like, I'm going to go live my best life with my husband. Little strange.
Yeah. But I don't know what's going to happen in season 3, but we are led to believe from the titles of the books that each iteration of Bridgerton is sort of another sibling getting married off.
Never
Starting
to be
with
seen again,
Daphne,
maybe.
going down to, I guess, though something, unless Jonathan Bailey blows up, he might be back for season 3 in a more substantial role.
I'm pretty sure he will be back for season 3. Just
Okay,
because,
yeah, I have no idea. I haven't watched the trailer because I haven't seen season 2, so.
Right.
So,
But
any sort of other pre-episode stuff to discuss before we jump in?
so we did watch Queen Charlotte last year. And so I was really keeping an eye out for this season in these episodes. How does Queen Charlotte behave? And how does Lady Danbury act? And like, how close in alignment is it from what we saw in that prequel series last year? Still not seeing it with Queen Charlotte. There's still, I think, a big disconnect between, and obviously they grow into
Younger
who they
ones
become.
Yeah.
And so I still just don't see it. I don't see the connection to how she becomes that one day.
how Queen Charlotte becomes that, or how Lady Danbury, or
how we get well, Lady Danbury I can see a little bit because both the actresses I thought acquitted themselves really well. I mean, Doja, I'm about butchering her name, I'm sure. Andoa. She's great, but the one who was playing her as a younger self, I think, got it right. But obviously, there's an evolution for Queen Charlotte as she deals with her husband. But still, when I watch how fierce and timid the older Queen Charlotte is, I still don't understand how we got there from where she came from.
Well, I think, physically, she says that she mentions this in the flash forwards of the Queen Charlotte show, as well as just knowing she has like 1 million kids. Mm-hmm. She has all the social responsibility because her husband is mentally unstable.
Yeah.
I think if we were to fully grapple or like wrap our heads around Queen Charlotte becoming detached, sort of, and pompous, we need to sort of spend time with that process of taking on all those responsibilities that she doesn't.
Yeah.
Like we see her in her infancy, like my husband really needs help, and then we see her as a matriarch of the world. Like there's no middle. And I think that's the big disconnect. Whereas Lady Danbury, we see she hates her husband, he dies, and she begins living this sort of wonderful, happy spinster life of being a social elite, and that's it. And I feel like this is the evolution of that, as we see with her welcoming not the Sharmas. The Sharmas.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the Anthony Bridgerton and the Sharma stuff dominates it, but I feel like we should just tackle the low-hanging fruit first, which is they're still pushing to make Eloise a commodity to the men. You know, they still haven't picked up that she's more of a fierce, independent woman who does not want to be betrothed to someone just because that's what they expect for her family to do. And so we kind of go through those paces early on again. It helps to kind of catch us up again, like, oh yeah, she's the one who's not about this life. She's not into this.
She's hanging out with her BFF, Lady Whistledown, Penelope. Mm-hmm. These two, and we see Whistledown is in hiding after the season.
Yeah.
After the last episode, they had her dead to rights being chased down in a carriage. Mm-hmm. And
gotta lay low.
We see there's the sequence in this episode where they're having the presentation of the new members of society, the coming out party. Mm-hmm. And we see Penelope waiting at home and then sort of getting a signal. And then all of a sudden, the Whistledown book is out. The issue is out as Eloise is making her debut to sort of stop any momentum. And yeah. So Eloise is one of our favorites from last year. And
yeah,
she's
very progressive.
Yeah, she's fun and she's good. But I think, listening to our opinions on the last season, I think we were both a little bummed about the Penelope Whistledown reveal. Mm-hmm. And I do think they do a good job of showing us how she does it.
Yeah.
It does make her to be a little less appreciative, like a character I can appreciate less as a human to her friend when you know that she's kind of putting Eloise through it.
Yeah. Very much a sociopath.
Yes.
Not being real with the people close to you.
But she makes a big boom when she puts her little issue out.
Yeah. Everyone's like, she's back. And everyone is seen reading it, that, they can't be interrupted with conversation or anything. They got to see what all the details and gossip is in there. It's still a mystery to me how she picks up all this news and is able to write it, because there's a lot of text on that page.
Yeah. Well, we see she's stuffing papers into her cleavage like all the time.
It's true. And Penelope does remark when they're shopping at one point during these episodes, like, you go through a lot of quills. You know that?
And she keeps her money under a floorboard.
Yep.
And also to just talk about the Featheringtons, they're still broke.
Yes.
Or after Lord Featherington's gambling issues wound up costing him last season. But the new Lord Featherington has come to town.
Yes. And he's got his own way of running things. He's already moved stuff out of the bedroom from Miss Featherington. He's like, yeah, I'm the guy who runs the house now. Sorry, you don't get to sleep in the big room anymore.
Yeah, well, I think that might be episode 2. This episode really ends with him appearing. That's the, they're like, oh boy, who's this guy? Yeah. He's here.
He seems like he'll be a bit of a handful. TBD if he's going to be a big jerk or not. He does. We see this in episode 2. There's a lot of guns he has in the house.
Yeah, he's a gun guy.
And don't know how I feel about that one. But he's here, and that's pretty much it. They're really slow playing this storyline.
Yeah. So, but I think it does lend to the sort of necessity for Whistledown to exist, for Penelope to sort of give herself a nest egg if worse comes to worse and she has to disappear, you know, to pull from the Last Fellows project we watched, like a Belgravia next chapter. You need to disappear and be a waitress in another town for a couple weeks. We know that. Yeah. We know that Penelope can pay the bills at the inn that she's going to be staying in if she has to do that. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's going on with them, and just sticking to the first episode too. Yeah, the Sharmas enter town. Edwina Sharma and her sister Kate Sharma. A lot of Kates going on.
Yep, her stepsister right Kate.
Yes, and
her mom, Lady Mary, who does nothing, who ducks into the background. I'm here. Mm-hmm. Here are my daughters. Yeah. Take it away, girls. Let's go,
Kate
girls.
Is doing the heavy lifting of raising her little sister there.
Oh yeah. Now I obviously Kate's introduction is something that must be discussed because it is thrilling.
Well, walk me through it, Dave.
We see our boy Tony's riding around on his horse. He's saying, right, you know,
he's running through a lot of women. He needs to get shacked up and married with someone.
Yeah, but he's still the king of sowing his wild oats. He's having the time of his life, riding around on a horse, and he sees this wild horse flying through the park, the fields. Yeah. And he starts chasing her and realizes that's a lady. That's a lady on that horse. That's no man on that horse, and that man doesn't need help. That lady doesn't need help. And we see the hair come down. It reminded me of like a Disney movie. It's like a big reveal. Oh, that's a girl, and she can hang with the boys. Yeah. And they share a little banter between the two of them. And immediately it's like, whoo, something's here.
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the heat immediately. To be honest, well, she came across a little cold to me.
I think I mean, we're shipping it. We're obviously shipping these two.
I'm not shipping it yet. She's a little too strong. A little too, like, I don't see the sparks. I see like them being too contentious to see any warmth between them. I can't buy in yet, Dave.
Yeah, maybe between it's like their love language is roasting, and
that's not a love language I like here. I don't like it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I understand it, but I also see it. I mean, and I think that we spent a lot more time in episode 2 with the fact that Kate is the sort of moral compass of her little sister Edwina. And in this episode, one of the big culminating moments is there's this gala, this ball, the first ball of the season. Lady Danbury hosts it, where all the boys are hanging out, smoking a cigar, having a good time, having a drink. Bridgerton comes out and he's like, "Look, I just got to marry. I got to check all these boxes. Like, that's what I'm here to do. I'm getting too old for this. I just want to get married." And we see Kate is right there and sneezes or trips or something, and he confronts her, and she's like, "You're a dog." And he's like, "What?"
Yeah, it's a bit much. Coming on a bit strong there.
Very altruistic of her to assume that you can get a love match by entering into a pool of people looking to get married.
Yeah, it's coming on way too strong. But it is funny because Tony really runs through him. He's like, "Oh, you don't read? Oh, you just don't like to, go outside? You don't have interests?" It's just like he finds any reason to cross these women off the list. And he sees the Kate riding by on that horse, and it makes me think he's the kind of guy who's like, "I can fix him." That's what he's attracted to. He wants the project. Even though I think it seems like all those women he talked to need fixing, but there was something going on with Kate that was a little bit extra.
Well, there's something that he actually wants there.
Yeah. But Dave, as you're saying, though, the Sharmers are in town because Edwina is there with a purpose. Her little sister, she's going to be the belle of the ball.
Yeah.
They want her to be the diamond, right?
Well, that's the next episode, but...
No?
Yes. No, yeah, this episode ends with them trying to figure out who the diamond is.
Right. Right. Because they do have a party this episode. You can hear Madonna's Material Girl as the score going on.
Yeah, we get our Bridgerton... And I kind of miss that, the contemporary songs with the classical twist. That's fun.
Yeah. And yeah, so everyone's being presented in this episode. Eloise is getting presented, and everyone's already starting on the train of, man, hate on Eloise. She kind of sucks. She's not fancy like us, but she says the line about not liking, or she likes the color sapphire or something like that. Or she has
she's more of an emerald than she is a diamond. She doesn't want to be.
And Queen Charlotte, who had been kind of spurning her, takes to that like, oh, hey, you know my favorite color? This girl's pretty okay. She's just all right.
And thank God that she's not the Emerald, because I don't think I could deal with another Bridgerton girl being the lead. Eloise is great on the sidelines too. Like she has a job to do. I think Eloise is like our little detective.
And it still blows my mind that the actress who plays Eloise, what's her name? Claudia Jessie. She's our age, Dave. She's in her mid-30s.
Yeah, and Penelope's a year older than us.
They both look like they are 10 years younger. It's insane. At least 10 years younger. If
and
not,
they play like they're supposed to be like 17.
I believe it. I can see it.
Meanwhile, Kate is 28. She was born in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, 1995. Right. So she's 29.
And they present Kate as if she's like a has-been. She's old, and it's like, no, she looks so young.
Yeah, if you put, and we're not saying these women are not attractive or anything sort of demeaning in that regard. If you put Claudia Jessie, Nicola Coughlan, and Simone Ashley, who plays Kate, all in a row and said, like, pick the old one and put them in, like, street clothes, I would go with Simone Ashley. Like, maybe that's just masterful casting, but it is bizarre that they are our age.
Yeah, they had to pick them young. And we see Colin come back this episode, right? Or is that the next episode?
No, that's the beginning of the next episode.
Well, I think we covered the first episode, right?
Yeah, and we see Eloise is very critical of Whistledown, saying she needs to be a feminist.
Oh yeah,
mm-hmm.
And she even suggests that maybe Whistledown likes Colin because the way she's talking about some people.
Well, if we think we've hit the end of episode 1, let's knock out our power rankings real quick and move on.
I didn't do power rankings
2.
for episode 1. I just did for the totality of the 2.
Okay, well, I did them for episode 1, so I'll just real quick burn through them.
Mm-hmm.
Going down -3, I got Kate because she's being very judgmental of Anthony Bridgerton. Mm-hmm. Not a great look. She's also she basically puts herself into the spinster category for no reason. She's beautiful and she's capable. Don't know why she's not looking for a man. So, chin up. Stop being a downer. Number 2 going down, I got Eloise because of everything we talked about. She doesn't want to be out. She doesn't want to be in the limelight, and she has to be. And number 1 going down, I got Queen Charlotte because Whistledown is back, and Whistledown is the bane of her existence. She hates her. She doesn't know who she is.
I don't know if it's the bane of her existence, but she definitely wants to suss out who's this person stirring the pot because she wants to be that person.
Yeah. She likes control, and it seems as though Whistledown has a lot of social control, or at least moves the needle more than the Queen does.
Yeah.
So on the upward
She's got
side,
a finger on the pulse.
Yeah, upward side going up. I got Edwina at number 3. Well, she's new in town. She's the hot new thing, and she means well.
Yeah.
Number 2 going up, I got Tony. It's his time to shine. He's the belle of the ball on the guy side, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then number 1 going up, I got Penelope / Whistledown because I think we see her little racket. We see she's making a ton of money, and we see how she does it. and that she's still doing it. So, which brings us to episode 2.
Wait, but Dave, you were wrong
Yeah.
though. They did proclaim Edwina as the new diamond at the end of the ball.
At the end of
first episode.
okay.
So she should maybe move up in your power rankings, Dave.
No, she's still
All right. I mean, because that's why the second episode is called "Off to the Races" because everyone's trying to court Edwina since she's been named the new diamond. They say that in the opening, voiceover of the second episode. And to read off the description of season 2, episode 2, it is facing heated competition and a prickly foe. Anthony steps up his courtship game. Eloise makes a Lady Whistledown discovery as a family member returns. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a long queue. That's the thing with this episode. There's a long queue waiting to meet up with Edwina at the beginning of this episode because she's got that heat on her from being named the diamond of the season.
But we see our boy Tony. Kate put her foot down because she thinks he's a dog. Mm-hmm. He still finds a way. He tries to cut the line. She won't let him cut the line.
Right. He's like, I want your sister. Like, no. You ain't getting to my sister, brother.
So then we go to the races, and Tony says, Bridgerton, assemble. We're going. We're a family unit. We need to impress. Uh-huh. They show up to the races, and some doofus-looking man gets Kate's ear, and for some reason, she's on board.
Yeah. What's his name? Is it Theo Sharp?
I didn't even write it down.
The loser, I think, is his name, actually.
Theo Sharp is his name, yeah.
Yeah, he's sitting in between them.
Yeah. He's a dud. But for some reason, a girl likes him, talks to him. But then Tony Bridgerton comes in and plays a slick game to the girl who's dating Edwina. He says, hey, it's hot. You mind fetching us some drinks?
Yeah.
He takes his seat, and our girl, Kate, is like, oh my God, this guy will not leave my sister alone.
Uh-huh.
And she says something like, oh, I love horses. I love horses.
Who doesn't like horses?
So what does Tony do? What's his response? Well, first, we're jumping the gun.
Well, no, let's just keep going down the storyline. He gets her a horse.
He gets her a horse, but not before it's revealed that this guy that's talking Kate's ear off is one of Tony's friends. This was a plant. Yeah. This was a way to get time in. And Kate feels outsmarted, and that's that. And she continues to say no go on Tony Bridgerton.
It's funny because I feel like he actually does have some chemistry with Edwina. I feel like there actually might be something there between them, ironically, even though we're supposed to be shipping Kate and him. At least my kind of passing glance thinks like there could be something there.
Between Edwina?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. In the traditional sense, for sure, because he's interesting, he checks the boxes, and he's engaged.
You're hot, I'm hot, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly. And where it's like, you're compatible, you like me, I like you.
And meanwhile, Kate just can't give the time of day to Tony, and it's just like, come on. you're not that serious about this, man.
To get back to the horse of it all, he buys her the horse, and Kate's like, it's not an actual horse she likes. You said he liked horses. She likes a horse in a book. You loser. You bum. And Edwina's like, it's a very thoughtful gift, but Kate's got this look in her eye like, didn't
you just
play
waste
us.
your money. Yeah. So Tony looks
but
like
at the same time, it's like, if I'm Edwina, I'm like, wow, this guy is really putting it all on the line.
Yeah. And
anything else with these two? I think that might be...
Well, no, Tony's reading poetry at the end.
Oh, yeah, there's the big gala or soiree where all the men are invited to do a talent show, basically, to impress Edwina. And we see juggling and singing and all this stuff. So it's pathetic.
It's like a metaphor. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tony has... Which one of his brothers? Benedict? Help him write a little story or a poem. He walks in, he cuts the line, he says, look, I got to read something from the heart. Please, I know I'm not invited, but Lady Danbury, I've been chilling in this house since I was a little kid. I know you must have just forgotten. Kate's rolling her eyes. He reads this poem. Everyone is starstruck, and then he takes it and he throws it into the fire.
Yeah. You can't recite someone else's poetry. You can't do it.
I'm sorry. Can't do it. I'm a man.
Yeah.
And I'm not one for words, but I am one to tell you how I feel in my own words. And he tells it like I'm...
Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm into you. Mic drop. There you go.
And Edwina seemed... And everyone claps. Everyone's like, wow, this guy's a real man.
He's a real poet laureate.
Everyone's juggling and stuff, and this guy's just a buffoon. Mm-hmm. Slick buffoon. And getting the job done.
Yeah. But it's the mark of a true gentleman because he's being honest, you know. And people appreciate that. And we lighted over it, but yeah, his brothers are in town. We see him fencing with his brothers, getting out his frustrations.
Yeah, a lot of bro time in this episode.
Yeah. Because, yeah, Tony just can't think straight these days. And it seems like they make a concerted effort to elevate Colin as being more mature. He's more of an equal now to Tony. He's not just the younger brother. Mm-hmm. So he has a goatee now.
Yep.
Dave, thoughts?
We gotta differentiate these Bridgerton boys, so I'm here for it. I don't love it.
I just think back to there was a tweet that I saw about goatees that has never left my mind, which is it looks like a man's hairy butthole, and that's what I see when I see Colin's face.
Wow. Okay.
It just looks like a hairy hole. It's not a good look.
Tell that to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's true. I mean, but so light. It's so not thick enough. The goatee. You got to fully commit to it, brother.
Well, he's young. He's supposed to still be young.
Okay.
And they make a joke about it. They're like, "Look, you got a growth on your face." Like,
yeah. So next season he'll look like Hulk Hogan with his goatee.
Oh yeah, yeah. We do see that Colin has a. You talked about it briefly before. Penelope is the first person to acknowledge Colin because, as we remember, these two had a little bit of a flirtation.
Yeah.
And they don't have a connection in that moment, but they talk later. And Colin's like, how come you never wrote me back? I wrote you all the time when I was away. And Penelope's like, I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Too busy writing as Lady Whistledown.
Yeah, too busy destroying the reputation of all the people that I love for a few bucks because I'm jealous.
Yeah. But yeah, they share a brief moment, but they get interrupted too because he's pulled away to someone else who's in the room, right? Because he's like, doesn't he say something during this episode where he's like, I can never be serious about you or something like that. You're a sister to me, or
your
something.
pen, yeah.
Yeah,
you're just pen.
Yeah.
And you see, this is sort of the fuel that makes her Whistledown, is that no one considers her. She's always an afterthought.
Right, because, I mean, she huffs off to go write some more Lady Whistledown stuff after this, because I think she's kind of chafed at Colin ignoring her, or, you know, she needs to kind of rewrite the narrative of what people think, maybe.
Uh-huh. And for the record, Luke Newton, who plays Colin, born in 93.
Okay.
Nicola Coughlan, 87. We got a 6-year age gap in real life between these two.
But Colin does look young, actually.
Yeah, he does look young.
The other brothers do look like they've seen something. They've seen some serious stuff happen in their lives. Just to write off all the brothers, though, we do get a moment with a Benedict where, yeah, he's fencing with Tony as well. He's the kind of brother who knows better. They did a little bit of cleaning up with the brothers this year. They took away some of their mutton chops. They're not as hairy on the side of their face.
They're not as pointy.
Yeah, which is good. It's a better look for him. But Benedict is there's a guy at one of the parties, Will, and he's taken Benedict aside to introduce him to new people. And we know Benedict is the queer one, so he's just winking at Will like, oh yeah, show me all the people. He's got a new
gentleman's club he wants to open up. He said, come on by, Bridgerton.
Exactly. So that's what he's getting up to. We'll see what business he gets down with those folk.
Yeah, he meets a artist, and he's like, you wouldn't have met this person if this was a club ruled by societal standards.
Yep.
It's like, this dude's going to freak parties with Charles Blake from Downton Abbey. You think this guy is not capable of meeting who he wants to meet?
Mm-hmm. And what else? We have Eloise is even more on the case of Lady Whistledown, saying like, oh, there's a certain kind of paper that she gets here, and we know we can find out who the distributor is.
Yeah, at the race, she finds a paper about like breeding pigs or something like that, and she's like, "This, look at this," and everyone's like, "What is it?" And she goes, "It's the same cardstock as the Whistledown papers, and there's a K that's busted in the print, so that means I think I know where it is." And she's right.
Yeah, and Penelope's getting a little sloppy too. We see how she goes in a huff to the printer and says like, "Here's some change, just get it printed, get it done." You know, she may be sowing her own fate.
She meets the dressmaker, sees her there, because we see that last week or episode 1. She puts on the face of like she's like, "My master wants to think that." Like she puts on a voice like a lower class accent to get her stuff. And in this one, we see she's like, "Oh boy, I got to replace this K, or they're gonna know it's me." And she gets caught out by the dressmaker, Tony's ex from season 1. She's like, "What are you doing here, Lady Featherington?" She's, and she turns around and books it. So the walls are closing in.
And
also,
close to the end of this episode, Queen Charlotte gets some news too. Like, we've narrowed it down to these people, and one of the drawn images is Penelope that she's sorting through.
Yeah. We find out earlier in the episode that the reason that Edwina is the diamond is because she is so out of the social loop. Everything that she does is under such scrutiny, it's easy to find out exactly who she's interacting with. So that means if you want the Whistledown information dispersed, you can point to all of the people who have interacted with her, and that's where we see that pile of cards that includes Penelope.
Yep, comes pretty easy. It's good that news. And to your point, Dave, that narrative is fueling the push of the Sharmas, because Lady Danbury spends a lot of time with them this episode, trying to understand who is Edwina going to settle with, who's going to get married, how do we make you happy. And Danbury's been, even in the first episode, was working with them on this because the mother brought her in to kind of help out. But at the same time, Danbury's kind of admonishing Kate, saying like, "You're like 26 and you wish to be alone. Like, you still got goods to give." Respect yourself.
And there's a great bit of dialogue between the two of them where she's like, "Well, you get to be this sort of, spinster who has total control of her life," and she's like, "Yeah, I earned it.
Yeah,
I was in a terrible marriage. Watch the Queen Charlotte when that comes out." And now I get to reap the rewards of having done my duty. You're not doing anything. You're just basically avoiding responsibility and being this sort of blocker for your sister and potential suitors. You gotta stop. You're out of control.
Yeah.
You're way out of your depth. You don't just get this sort of lavish lifestyle.
Trust me, I know better. I'm Lady Danbury. So yeah, she puts it on the Sharmas. So hopefully they know better. And was it Theo? It was Lumley. Was the loser who was sitting between them? It was Lumley was his name.
The Lord, yeah. I was talking about the friend.
Yep. I think that covers a lot of the storylines, right? Do we just rush all the way through that?
Yeah, I think so. We didn't talk about the new Lord very much, but he's just sort of like a alpha there. Dude bro. One of the Featheringtons gets married off in a scene. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay. They get the dowry. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm thinking anything else that Queen Charlotte has some zebras.
I mean, credit to her and her wealth for having that.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Sure, it's a fantastical world we're in the world of Bridgerton. But I do have power rankings this time around, Dave.
Yeah, so I have my episode 2 power rankings. So if you want to, we'll treat this like a traditional episode. You do your 3, I'll do my 3.
Well, I got at number 3 going down Penelope. They're on her case. The people are getting closer, and also Colin's still kind of saying, "You're just pen to me. You ain't nothing more than that."
Yeah. I got Lady Featherington at number 3 because, she thought she was going to be taken care of, and maybe her daughters are getting taken care of. She is getting pushed out.
Yeah.
by his
I
new
have her
lord.
at number 2 going down as well. She's on the periphery of importance. So, yeah, hard times for her.
Yeah, well, I have Penelope at number 2 because the walls are closing in. You got caught out. And your boy, you ignored him. You know, if you had answered those letters and maybe put a tickle in his loin, you could have been the one. You chose to not be the one.
You got to tickle those loins just a little bit.
Yeah, just you know, talk dirty. You got the pen, you got the quill, you got the words.
Do the work.
She even tried to challenge Lady Whistledown and say, look, or the Queen, maybe you don't make it about diamonds. Maybe make it about intelligence. No, failed.
Well, number 1 going down for me, it's Kate.
Yep, that's week 2, definitely, episode 2.
She is such a downer. Like, come on, pick it up a little bit. Don't be so negative towards Tony and all of them. He's trying to do right by your sister, even if it's for the wrong reasons. He's trying the best he can, and maybe if you lighten up towards him, maybe he'll look at you in a different light. Just think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Dave, who's going up for you?
Well, number 3 for episode 2, Queen Charlotte's number 3.
Okay.
We find out that this Edwina appointment to being a diamond was no coincidence. It's a tactical maneuver for her to find out what's going on. And we also see that she got zebras. She's still living
zebras.
large.
It's a big win. It's a big W there to have a zebra or 2. Well, I have at number 3 going up Edwina because, again, she is the diamond of the season. Everyone's vying for her attention. They want a little piece of her. Couldn't be better for her right now, honestly.
All right. I didn't include her because I feel like she's just a utility player for the other people's plots. Spoiler alert.
Or you glossed over that she was named the Diamond, and you didn't pick up on that.
No, I definitely picked up on that she was the Diamond, but the fact that she's being played as a pawn for the Queen. Sure. So at number 2, I had Eloise because she's figured out from a pamphlet about farming and a stray letter where Whistledown prints her thing. And that is a huge stride she's made in 1 week's time.
Sure.
And no one's talking to her about finding a man. She's just like, I'm doing this.
Yep. Well, at number 2, I got Tony. This guy's had a glow up, I mean, he can pick between all the brides he wants. He's on the inside track with Edwina. Things are working out for him right now, I think. He's got the power.
Well, that's why I got Tony at 1.
Oh, okay.
He's in he's cutting the line. He's making all these other dudes look like fools. Mm-hmm. He's ruling the world right now.
Sure.
Maybe he's screwed up with the horse, but it's only Kate that he's screwing up with. Edwina keeps telling Kate, like, he seems okay. What's going on?
Yeah.
Kate, admit you like him. He's handsome.
Well, and maybe just because of Queen Charlotte, but I'm in her pocket. Lady Danbury, number 1 for me. This woman just runs the show every time she shows up. She's telling the Sharmas, you got to do this or that, or act up, or else you're going to be miserable. I get to do what I want because I've been married, went through it. I'm my own lady. Danbury continues to rule. She's the best character on the show.
Oh yeah, I mean she's the one that keeps Simon in line too.
Yeah, no, she really runs things. So yeah, happy to see she's still in full effect here. Overall, Dave, impressions of the first 2 episodes. How are you feeling about the season?
I think there was a lot of negative reaction about this season, and I was in Shonda heaven for 2 hours. This was so easy to watch.
Yeah, I think I need to see more between Kate and Tony to buy in, but I do think the hate was maybe overstated because there's very much consistency between this and the first season. The difference is that Phoebe Dwyer and Rachel Jean Page are incredibly hot, and so it's missing that. Although Tony himself is handsome and Kate
is good looking,
attractive. Oh my God! So it may be not what people are looking for, but it's pretty consistent, I think. Otherwise, in terms of quality, honestly.
Yeah, and we see that whatever this tension between the two of them is going to explode.
Yeah,
these two are getting down at some point.
Yep.
Hopefully before the finale. I know last season we wrapped up Simon and Daphne. Rather, they were married fairly early on in the show, and the rest of the show is about their adjustment. This might be similar. Hopefully.
Could be.
Don't beat around the bush, Bridgerton.
Yeah,
Shonda.
I think that's how the books are structured, to kind of tell the love story end to end. So we'll see. But yeah, that's this week on Bridgerton season 2. We'll be back next week to watch the next 2 episodes, 2 more hours of TV. And please, listeners, let us know any feedback you have, any thoughts you have on these episodes, and things we should keep an eye out for. We really appreciate your patronage. Thank you so much.
And this is an 8-episode season, so maybe we break down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as quick as we can, and then let the last 2 cook in full-length episodes, depending on our timetable.
I mean, depending on our timetable, we'll get there.
I think that's the thing with this approach. We're doing this for everybody because we want the listeners to be a part of this journey with us, but at the same time, we want to catch up for season 3.
Yeah, trying to pace ourselves just right.
Yeah. So yes, as Corey said, thank you for your patronage. Let us know what your power rankings were.
Catch you next time on the pod.